So we know Apple yesterday, right? They unveiled their new iPhone. Here's your Apple chart. I have that bigger wedge pattern. But basically what we're seeing now is exactly what the data should be telling us we should see. You have your high here. You made a low. Now we have a lower low, right? A lower high, high, lower high. And now the question is, do we take out this low? Do we come down here and make a lower low? And essentially that's a trend change, and it makes sense because think about this. Tech stocks were this high, ridiculous, when we were up here on Apple, when we were up there on Nvidia, when we were up there on Microsoft earlier this year, because everyone was saying, oh, don't worry about rates being at 5+% on the 10-year or whatnot, right? Or even on, that's not the 10-year, but overall on treasuries around 5% because rates are going to get dropped later this year. Don't worry. Rates will go down. Rates will go down. That's what the market was saying. That's what investors were saying earlier this year. Well, guess what? Now, as we're nearing the end of the year, we haven't seen rates going down. In fact, it's not even looking like in the first half of 2024 we're going to see a drop in rates. What does that mean? These stocks could justify their valuations because everyone was saying, well, listen, in 6 or 12 months, we're going to see rates back to really low levels. That didn't happen. You now have to see a repricing of tech stocks based on that, and that, again, is a major repricing. And so my expectation, honestly, you look at Apple here, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually it comes down here if I'm correct that inflation does stay semi-elevated. And think about this, right? I got so much information for you guys today. Think about UPS contracts, all right, unions, right? All of a sudden, UPS drivers are getting paid amazing amounts, right? You look at all these like auto unions, they're getting pay raises. Pay raises keep inflation higher. People have more money, potentially they can spend and pay up for products and services. And that's the kicker, guys. So you've seen these wages come up, and this has gone for McDonald's workers, for everyone. You have to pay higher wages, at least in the US here. And that's going to create a longer lasting inflation push that is going to make it very hard for, again, the Fed to bring rates down to 2%, or at least inflation down to 2% and start dropping rates. Now, again, I still think the Fed will eventually cut rates and the printing presses will go on, inevitably, because how do we pay the debt without starting to print money, right? $1 trillion in interest a year, ridiculous. All right, so that eventually will happen. All right,